Hello there, I'm Wallace. Welcome to this little nail art tutorial, as ever, intended for nail professionals. Now, last week I posted this picture and loved the combination of techniques used to create it. I've gone on to use the same set of techniques with different colours, and I've had a ton of requests for a video tutorial. How is it done? So that's what we're going to do today. So I hope you enjoy it. I'd love to hear what you think of the techniques, and if you give it a try, I would love to see how you get on with it. Now, I have some new lighting which I'm experimenting with. This is the version of the look that we're going to be creating today. I will put a full list of all the products and steps that I've used to create this look in the video description. Let's take a closer look at the 3 Yours elements that we're going to be using. These new pigment powders are just perfect for the type of nail art that I most like to create. So that's using shellac and applying to that. So the Lecente P1 brush is perfect, I find, for applying these pigments to shellac. So we're beginning with our 2 cured colour coats, and this is Unmasked shellac. Now, I've applied and cured shellac matte top coat and removed the sticky. As you can see, we get that great perfect matte finish there. Now, to add our detail, I'm using Shellac Carnation Bliss. I could have gone ahead and used more Unmasked, but I chose Carnation Bliss just because the colour's a little different, so we'll be able to see it clearly. But also, because it's a newer colour, it's got this new shaped brush. And that makes this kind of application really easy with the brush straight out the bottle. So even though these are little inanimate plastic nails that I'm using in the video, how I'm doing this is exactly how I would do it on a real human being. So as you saw, I brought the tip of the brush down towards the cuticle line first there, and now I flipped the brush round to create that shape. See how we press the brush and it just spreads the hairs out? Ideal. You could, of course, go in and tidy that up if you needed to, but great if you can do it straight out the bottle. Now, with a dotting tool here, I'm going to create the bit of detail on the pinky. Now, again, if this was a real human, the side walls, the lateral folds of the finger around the nail would be getting in the way. So using the dotting tool makes it a good deal easier to create that shape. There we go. So just picking up some shellac, creating the outline, and then going back and filling in your shape, making it nice and neat at the side wall. Now, for the other 2 nails, the look with the Carnation Bliss is a bit more splattered. So with less on the brush, kind of dragging it, flicking it down from one corner there. And you'll see it leaves a kind of raggedy edge. Now, turning the brush round, we'll come in from the other side and do the same, coming back in the other direction. And this absolutely doesn't have to be too perfect. The idea is that it's a bit ragged looking. Now, for the ring finger, on this one, we'll just come down from one side at the cuticle. There we go. Every nail just a little bit different in this look. Okay. So the matte in the background with the glossy detail just added. You can see that quite clearly there. Some of them kind of ragged, some of them sharp. Now we'll cure that, and after curing, we're ready to stamp. So this is yours stamping polish. Going on to our stamping plate here, I'm going to use this little sort of scalloped lace pattern. Scrape with the scraper card, and then gently, with gentle pressure, roll the halo stamper over to pick up the design. And there we go. Ideal. Now the stamping polish will adhere beautifully to the top film of that cured Carnation Bliss shellac colour layer that we added. Just use a little bit on the other side. Always aiming to do as few pickups as necessary. That's one of the reasons I love the halo stamper, because of the size of it. We can really get more out of it. So keep it in good condition by not cleaning it with liquids. Here you can see I'm using a lint roller, and it's the lint roller is also great for just getting rid of any little extra bits you've picked up that you don't want to transfer onto the nail. Okay, adding another part of that lace onto the ring finger, and I'm just using a little brush to take away some of the excess at the side there. Now for the middle finger, I'm using a different part of this plate, a sort of tight fishnet lace part. Nice gentle pressure. Let's have a look. There we go. Excellent. And you can see I've left the top edge so it looks kind of slightly rough there. That's what I want here. I want the fishnet look to sort of stop halfway, kind of look as if it's been cut off. You'll see what I mean once it goes on. Okay, and again, that stamping polish is going to stick to the top film of the cured shellac and not to the background colour, because the background, of course, has been top coated and had the top film removed before we went in with the Carnation Bliss. Oh, here we go. One of my favourite foils, Lecente Oil Slick Foil. I'm going to dab that on, matte side down. Again, definitely not too perfect. It might look a little funky just now, but once we get those elements, the pigments on, this is all going to tie together. So what I'm attempting to do here is catch the raggedy edge. You can see it maybe more clearly on this one. So I want that foil to adhere to all those little splattery looking bits. There we go. And now for the first element, this is green Peacock. And it's going on with a dry Lecente P1 brush. And we're just pressing that on. Okay. So adding a little of this to each nail and leaving space for the other elements too. Okay. Now, I clean the brush just by wiping it on a piece of dry fabric, like a little face cloth. And then I've gone ahead, picked up our next element and applied that. And you'll see it already starts to blend. I've not even done any blending here. We've literally just pressed it on. Already you can see the colours sort of melt into one another. It's ideal the way that this works. We'll give it a brush down. I gave my brush a little clean again on the dry fabric, and just getting rid of some of the excess, starting to blend the colours together even further. You see, I've not done it to the middle finger yet. I'm going to wait till we've applied our next element. So this is Blue Pearl, and this is just going to add a little bit more of a silvery shimmer over the top of these other colours. And there we go, adding this along the bottom edge of this nail and the top edge, and that'll give us a different kind of ombre again, from the lighter colour into the darker one, which I think works really well with that stamping pattern. So applying the element and giving it a kind of buff in almost with this brush, like burnishing. This gives us a fabulous shimmer and a real contrast, the texture of that shimmery element compared to the matte shellac colour in the background. Now I'm going to give these a good rub to clean them up. You can use the brush or even a dry pad before going in with top coat. So I'm using Shellac Express 5 top coat because I don't want, well, you could use original, but I don't want these to end up too thick. They already have 2 layers of colour and top coat before I even started applying nail art. So here we go, and that's our finished look. We'll cure the top coat, remove the top film and finish with solar oil. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. You can join me over on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. Thank you so much for watching.